Namaste, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Lilith's live show, where we will practice sacred silence together. I'm really excited to be here with you today to share about one of my favorite practices that literally changed my life, which is simply to become still with myself. It is something that is very, very important, especially for us healers. So I really look forward to sharing this with you. It is 10 a.m. right now here for me in Bali. I know that all you Europeans are in bed right now, but this is the time that the live sessions are going to happen for now because it flows great with my life. And there'll be replays. So everyone in Europe, I'll see you on the replay. But for the US, this is an amazing time, so I'm hoping that many of you can join me here live. Good. If you're here, let me know in the comments, say something. Facebook and all things technical actually have been a little trying for me lately, so let me know if you're here. I will open another browser to see if I'm receiving comments. Everything is working here before we dive right in. Now, everyone on the replay, I'd love to know if you've already got experience with practicing silence. Here we go. I can see that some people are online, live with me. That's beautiful. Please say hi to me. Let me know how you're doing. Now, for me personally, silence is something that is becoming more and more important. Actually, I feel like it's always been very important for me, but I didn't always realize. I'm very sensitive, and I'm sure that many of you are. And so loud environments are really stressful for me, especially for my body. I can feel things so intensely in my body when there's lots of noise. And I was always aware of that, and I always ask like my son not to talk so much and to practice meditating with me because of that. And like if I go to a restaurant, you'll always see me sitting in the corner where the music is the least loud. I'll always ask them to turn down the music. So this is pretty much me. So I love silence, but it's not always been easy for me. Actually, it's been very, very difficult to silence my mind. I used to be this completely in my mind person for a long time, and I just had constant monkey mind. I didn't even know what it was like to not think even for 1 second. Let me know if this is familiar, if you know what I'm talking about here. I still can't see any comments. Maybe this is a technical thing, but let me know if you're here. And if I don't see any comments, that's okay. I will check in with all of you later. This isn't a very conversational live anyways. This is all about practicing silence. But just as a little intro, why I'm holding this session now is because, first of all, I did a sacred silence session with my apprentices back in November, and it was a really profound experience for all of them. And now I was just reminded of how profound it is, because here in Bali, we just celebrated Nyepi, which is the day before the start of the Balinese New Year. And unlike most New Year celebrations around the world, which tend to be so noisy, it's a day of silence and self-reflection, which I find beautiful. Like me, for myself, the day before the New Year starts, I curl up at home and I just think over my life and reflect on the year and plan for the next. What happens here in Bali is really inspiring, because when I say silence, I really mean silence. I mean, they don't speak that day, they don't cook that day, they don't watch TV, many of them are fasting, they don't use the lights in their houses, and they don't leave their houses. It's a very strict rule that even tourists have to observe. There's heavy fines for everyone who comes out of their houses or makes noise. So even when you have an accident or something like that, you have to go to, you have to call the village elder of the village that you're in Bali, and they will personally escort you to the hospital, because there's no private cars allowed on the roads. So it's a very strict rule, and it's beautiful. It really means that the complete island goes completely quiet for a whole day. And for me, that was such a powerful experience because I'm so sensitive to everyone's and everything's energy as well. And I could really feel how calm the energy of that day was. It was just really, really magical, especially here where we are at. We're a little bit outside of Ubud, really in the middle of the jungle. And I couldn't hear any street noise, no construction noise, only the jungle sounds. And it was just so, so, so peaceful. And I spent the whole morning by myself in silence. And then I spent some very quiet time with my son. And then his dad spent the afternoon in silence. And it was just really, really relaxing and refreshing for all of us. And I just really want to share about that with you because I feel that, like for me, when I tried to learn how to meditate, that was very, very difficult. You know, silencing my mind, the traditional yogic way, I know is very difficult for many of us. But I learned it really fast when I integrated the shamanic way. So I'm going to do some of that today, and I hope you can feel the difference. Now, the beautiful thing about practicing silence and meditating is that at some point your mind just becomes still automatically. So whenever you're done thinking, your mind just goes back to a blank state, to silence of its own accord. And this is something so beautiful. I could have never imagined that happening for myself for such a long time because, you know, I was really Miss Monkey Mind. But it did happen, and I know it can for you too. And there's just so much energy that goes into our minds when they're always running on autopilot. And that's just really exhausting. That's where lots of our stress originates, right? Because, I mean, I guess life is so intense in so many ways. But we have control over our own minds. And so in learning how to calm the mind, how to silence it is really one of the most important things. If you value your sanity, if you want peace in your life, and of course also if you want to become a clear channel for spirit to work through you. This is really, really important for us healers. Because also it's a really powerful way for us to receive inspiration and guidance from spirit. And that's why I want to invite you into Sacred Silence today. So I'm going to invite you within first, help you land in the present moment and relax your body and mind. And then we will just hold silence for 15 minutes. And during that time, I really invite you to just feel and breathe and be present with yourself. And when you do that, you will likely find that spirit might bring something important to your attention. So be open to receiving inspiration and guidance. And then afterwards, just don't go into your mind from there, but stay with your heart, stay with your breath, and simply return to your breathing and your silence. And then you can take action on the guidance that you have received later. So in the beginning of this practice, I'm going to talk to you so that you get into the meditation, so that you can relax, so that you know what's going to happen. And at some point I'm just going to stop talking and then I'll be very silent. Yeah. So, I can see some comments. Hi Ray, welcome, welcome. How are you today? Good. So let's get started, ladies. Please make sure that you're sitting comfortably wherever you're sitting and make your spine straight. And ideally also you could sit against a wall or a tree to have your back and your neck supported so that you can really relax and let go. And then I invite you to gently close your eyes. And just take a few deep breaths in and out to land in the present moment fully. And then feel into your body. Soften your brow. Let any tension go from the tiny muscles around your eyes. Soften your throat. Relax your neck and shoulders. Soften your belly. Relax your legs and feet, your arms and hands. Now check if there's any tension left anywhere in your body. Take a deep breath in and breathing out. Let go of any tension. And then feel into your breathing. Feel your breath flowing into your body at your nostrils, your belly and chest rising slightly. And then feel the air flowing out of your body again. Slow, deep breath. In and out. And witness how your mind becomes still as you focus on your breathing. Now I want you to feel into the energy inside your head and your mind. And breathing in, you gather the energy, gather your presence inside your head. And breathing out, you let it flow downwards. First into your throat, and then further downwards into your heart space. Breathing in, gather the energy inside your head. Breathing out, let it flow downwards. Feel it landing inside your heart. And continue until you feel really present inside your heart space. And now I invite you to make your ears really big. Focus on your ears and on listening intently. I want you to listen to all the noises that you can hear. Maybe you can hear some noises where you are at. You can hear my voice, you can hear the jungle sounds behind. Just listen intently to everything you can hear. And you'll notice that when you listen intensely, your mind goes blank. So whenever thoughts arise, you're not really listening anymore. Just put your attention back onto your ears and just listen. Everything you can hear arises from a sea of silence, like fish that jump out of the water, only to be swallowed by it again. So listen to that silence now, the silence that holds all the noises. Now shift your focus back to your breathing. Now, without straining, I want you to make your breaths very long and deep. Just breathe in slowly. Fill your lungs fully. And then breathe out again slowly, emptying your lungs fully. And now you'll notice that your breath is becoming very silent because you're breathing slowly. So you cannot hear your own breath anymore. Now I want you to focus on the silence of your breath for the next 10 minutes. If thoughts arise, just come back to the silence of your breathing. If feelings arise, be present with them. Just feeling and being, and then come back to the silence of your breath. If inspiration or guidance comes in, receive it, and then come back to the silence of your breathing. And then it is time to gently, slowly end this practice. Come back to your surroundings. Feel yourself back into your body. And gently open your eyes. Now I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Please share with me in the comments what this was like for you. I'd love to know. For me, I guess one of the most profound things that happens when I practice silence is that I move away from the outer silence, from the opposite of the noise, right? And I find this inner silence, which is more like a space, an inner space, a deep peace. And that's what I love the most about this practice. Now, I showed you different ways of calming your mind in the beginning of this practice. So first we relaxed the body and we focused on the breath, and that is very classical yogic way of silencing the mind. But often that doesn't go deep enough, and many of us can't find the state of complete stillness from there. And that's why I added a shamanic element in here, out of the mind into the heart. It's a shamanic yoga practice where you gather the energy in your mind and you let it flow downwards into your heart space. Some of you might have maybe found this easy. Others might have found it difficult. Many of you are my apprentices. I teach this process in depth in the apprenticeship, so I'm sure it was easy for you. If you've practiced this for the first time and it was difficult, don't worry. It gets easier with time. Knowing how to move your body, knowing how to move energy around inside your body, that's one of the most important things that you need to learn as a healer, because this is also how you help others heal, by moving the energy inside of their bodies, right? Now, that was one of the things that we did that often really helps people to silence their minds. And then we did another shamanic practice, which is called shamanic listening, where you listen to the noises all around you. And in listening to the noises, you find the silence inside yourself. It's by engaging the senses that your mind becomes very calm. And then we went a step ahead of that still, and we listened to the silence of our breathing, which is a beautiful practice as well. So you had 4 different ways here of calming your mind and finding your stillness. I hope that it worked beautifully for you, and I really invite you to continue to practice this. You could even make this into a 2-week practice, for example, practicing every day in the mornings or evenings until our next session here on the 31st of March, if you want to. And I'm also going to share with you how you can incorporate silence into your daily life. Let me just check the comments. Hi, Stephanie, beautiful. Ray is excited. How did it go for you, Ray? Very peaceful and calming. Good. I love hearing that. Hi, Noshin, welcome. I wasn't sipping my tea while we were practicing, dear. I was practicing myself. Stephanie, such peacefulness from me. I really enjoyed this. You're so welcome. Good. I love hearing that. Now, ways to incorporate silence into your daily life, which is a really, really powerful practice. To just, have more peace in your life, to connect to yourself in deeper ways as you go through the day. I just love doing this first thing in the morning. I spend most of my mornings in complete silence. My son is being taken care of in the mornings by his dad now, which is very new for me. I didn't have that for a long time. So now when I get up, I do my Jalaneti, which is my yogic cleansing practice. And then I continue with my asana and my pranayama and my meditation. And I do all of it in silence. And the meditation part is where I really practice silence. So it is pretty much exactly what we did today. I just become still with myself, and it really makes such a difference for me in how my day goes when I start the day right like this. And another wonderful thing for you to do would be to, if you feel like the mornings are difficult, then you could also spend the last hour of your day in silence, or the last half hour, or however much time you want to take. And of course, I don't mean, you watch a film and you don't talk, but you spend it in conscious silence. So for example, while doing your evening practice, or going for a walk or a swim, or spending silent time together with your partner or your child, it's really a great way to end the day consciously, and will make sure that you experience a restful night that really feels replenishing, which often isn't the case, right? If we go to bed right after, excuse me, right after working, or watching Netflix, or talking intensely with someone. And another thing that I really love to do is eating in silence. So I always do this when I eat by myself. I never watch anything or listen to music. I always eat in silence, consciously. But I also like to practice this with my family. So we often eat in silence, and my son is only 4, so it doesn't always end up to be completely silent, which is fine, but I just love practicing it so that everyone can really focus on their food and enjoying it consciously. Good. Now, I hope that one of the most important things that I was able to teach you here is that for you to practice silence, it doesn't mean that you have to be in a completely silent environment, right? Many people feel that when they practice meditating, they get distracted by noises in their surroundings, but that really means just that you don't have enough practice, because you can become completely still with yourself even in the noisiest environments. This is what meditation is really about. It's about learning how to access the silence inside of yourself, the stillness inside of yourself, so that you can feel at peace wherever you are. And of course, it's more difficult if you're, next to a busy road, you're in a busy restaurant. Of course, it is more difficult, but you can definitely do it. I practice this a lot myself, because, for example, here in Ubud, it's a very fast-paced village. It's a small city, and I love it. I love the energy of it, and I quickly get overwhelmed by it. So I really practice this a lot, and it is absolutely possible, even when nothing changes on the outside, that you just change on the inside, and you become calm, present, and still with yourself, and then everything else just doesn't affect you that much. So, of course, to practice, it's great if you are in an environment that is not too distracting. But in the end, this is all about finding the stillness in yourself, and you carry that with you wherever you go, right? So it just takes some practice to access that wherever you are. You're welcome, Maria. So happy you enjoyed it. Good, lovelies. I'm happy this was inspiring and peaceful. And I look forward to seeing you back here on the 31st. We won't have a session next week, as it is my birthday in 6 days. My 30th birthday is coming up. So I will be spending it on a short holiday. So I will be back with you here in 2 weeks. And this session is going to be the intro to the next life challenge. Which I really, really look forward to. We haven't had a life challenge in here for 4 months now, so it's been a while, and I really look forward to it, to the beautiful energy, and to spending so much time with you all. So the next session is going to be about shamanism and the calling of a healer. So I really invite you to bring all of your questions to that. Any questions you have around becoming a healer, being a healer, any fears, any doubts, any misconceptions, anything that you're struggling with, any questions about shamanism, absolutely bring those. Also any questions about shamanic yoga that you might have. So that's on the 31st, same time, same place. And then on the 4th of April, we start the challenge, Next Level Purpose, Power and Prosperity for Healers. I really, really look forward to that. And in the meantime, I'll be present with you in the circle, as always. So always let me know whatever you have on your heart. I'm here for you. Lots of love to you all. And bye for now.